Hey, welcome to the Wedding Reporter podcast. I have a really fun couple to interview today. They got married, and this is Vanessa and Jordan. They're based in Los Angeles. They met through friends in the months before the pandemic, and Vanessa first encountered Jordan's friends on a night out at an emo night. Since then, their relationship blossomed, and they soon got engaged. In keeping with emo tradition, the couple married at the church featured in the Helena music video by My Chemical Romance. Their wedding has since been featured on People magazine and received much attention on social media. Welcome, you guys. I'm so excited to talk to you.
Hi.
Hey. Okay. I love emo music. I had short, spiky hair with crazy stripes in it. I was totally rocker chick. Still love emo music. And so as soon as I saw this article, I was like, I have to interview this couple. This music video is so iconic for any emo kid out there. And I'm just so stoked to chat. So, let's start off. I kind of said it at the beginning, but maybe in your own words, how did you guys meet?
You want to go?
Um, so one of my friends and his girlfriend went to a bar called the Stash. They met Vanessa's sister there. Then the sister introduced Vanessa to my friends. Then, of course, they're drinking the night away. And eventually she asked my friends, "Hey, do you have a fat, chubby, bearded white man that isn't seeing anyone?"
No, I said
Oh, I still have the text.
I
still have that
I
text.
asked him, do you have a chubby bearded white boy that likes Latinas? And they at first they thought about it and they were like, no, I don't think we do. And then one of the girlfriends was like, yeah, Jordan. And he's like, oh, that's right, Jordan. And then I think he texted him literally at that moment and he replied and the guy, his friend took a picture of me and then sent it to him. And then he's like, when are you guys coming back? And we're like, we're coming to this emo night karaoke here again. And they're like, okay, we'll bring him. And I was like,
Oh my gosh. That is so
okay.
fun.
Yeah, and that
What?
following with 2 weeks? Was it 2 weeks after?
Yeah, I think because actually wasn't it also your friend's
Birthday,
birthday?
yeah. We came 2 weeks after and he was already there. And I remember I walked in with my sister and I saw him and I thought he was cute, but I didn't say anything because I normally didn't approach guys like that unless I was like super drunk. And I saw him and I was like, oh, he's cute, but I kind of just like, eh. And then his friend showed up later and we're like, did you see our friend? And I was like, no. And they're like, he's right there. And I turned and I saw him and I was like, that's the guy I said was cute.
It was like fate, meant to be, right? You're
Yeah.
like, he's cute. And we were like, wait, that is the guy that they're trying to set me
Yeah.
up with. That's so fun. I love that. That's so cool. So, okay, emo night, was it like a bunch of local bands playing emo music? Is that
No, it was a DJ that let
a
people
DJ?
do karaoke.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
so
We
fun.
picked everybody there was singing emo karaoke songs. So
Yes,
we were all
okay,
singing
that's
like
so cool.
Fall Out Boy, Hawthorne Heights, Story of the
Yes.
Year, My Chemical Romance. Like it was just we were having a great, everybody was in like the theme and we were doing emo songs only and everybody was just having fun. And then I think I talked way too much because he didn't. He just kind of sat there and drank. He
I'm
talked a
shy.
little bit. He was shy.
Yeah.
And at the end of the night, I remember like I told him, "Can I have your number?" And no. He asked me, "Can I have your number?" Because I thought he wasn't interested, and I kept telling his friends, "No, like he's just really quiet," and they're like, "No, he's just shy."
Aw.
Yeah,
Were you
my
just
friend
nervous, Jordan? Or you're just taking it all in? Oh, she's really
oh yeah,
cute.
no, I
She's
was
talking
nervous.
to
I
me.
was
Yeah.
drinking a lot.
He's
Yeah.
really loud.
Yeah, right? Gotta
And
take the
like
edge off here.
Yeah.
I was like, I think like was it? I think at one point we were talking, and I think a Fall Out Boy. Somebody decided to sing Fall Out Boy, and as soon as the
Yeah.
song started, I remember I just yelled, and he turned, and he was like, "Oh."
Oh, that's so great. Love it. Emo music bringing people together. It's so good. I mean, I feel like that's how me and my husband met too. It was like we would go to emo shows all the time. He had like, the swoop with the black hair. And I mean, his hair is black, but I thought he dyed it at first. But he was like, no, this is actually my hair color. And I was like, oh, okay. That's so fun. All right. So let's move on to the proposal. Like, okay, so you guys started dating a little bit after this like initial connection at emo night. And then what was it like kind of going from like dating and then into a proposal?
I want to say in the beginning it was hard because it was during, I think we were dating for a month and a half and then COVID started. And it was like COVID just started. And I remember we were in the movie theaters and we were watching, I think during that time it was Onward, the Disney one, the
Oh,
Pixar.
yeah, that's right. That did
Yeah.
come out around
And
that
we got
time.
that
Yeah.
text. Yeah, we got that text where it was like, everybody, we're doing lockdowns, like, you're not,
Wow.
and I remember I looked at him and I was like, oh, like, how are we gonna do this? Because his father has cancer. So
Oh, wow.
it was a higher risk for him and, all of that.
Yeah, totally.
So I think we made it work where I was going to work and he would come at my lunch breaks and come and see me.
Oh,
And we would
cool.
sometimes eat in our cars and just kind of like we would try. And then like on weekends, we would try to meet up and be outside, like in the parks and stuff. So
Yeah.
we made it work through that. And then as slowly, like when COVID was like a little bit, the shots and the masks, and we started to spend more and more time together. And
Mm-hmm.
then after, I think what, 2 years we moved in together? 2 or 3? Yeah. Yeah, after 2 years, we ended up getting our own place because we were like, okay, we're ready.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna move in with
Oh,
each other. But
that's
I mean,
awesome.
it was really hard in the beginning just because COVID was there and it was just something new. And when you first start dating, you always want to spend time with them 24/7, and you kind of always want
Yeah.
to be doing a lot of things to get to know each other. But it was much harder for us because we had to work around the COVID like stuff.
Right. Yeah. That is a tough way to start a relationship and just having limited time to even figure out, and to keep developing a relationship to move forward. So you guys persevered and moved on through it. So that's awesome. Tell us a little bit about your proposal then.
The actual proposal or the failed one?
Okay, do a little bit of both. I want to hear like,
About
the
the
whole
failed
the whole
one.
story, the whole scoop here.
Well, okay, he was acting weird because he was acting very like distant, like in the house. Like he would be
Yeah.
going out with his friends a lot, and then I was like, okay, he's just being weird. And I was like, okay, first he might want to move out, but we live together. And I kept thinking about it, and my friend was like, guys, they like that when they're about to propose. She's like, so don't push it. And I was like, okay, I won't push it.
Yeah.
And on our
So
anniversary,
on our anniversary every year, I like to go back to the first place where we had our first date, which is
Oh.
The Korean barbecue place.
Oh, fun.
So the idea was to go do that. Then we also went to the movie saw a movie right after Korean barbecue on the first date. So I wanted to redo that.
Yeah.
So in my weird spirited way, we did that. So the movie theater that we went to for our first date was at the Pike. So we went at the Pike around 7 o'clock.
no, way later. It's like
9,
9 p.m.
9 p.m. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we saw a movie at 9 p.m. and we came back, got to my car, which happens to be a Prius. Um, Started the car up, and lo and behold, my Cadillac Converter was stolen.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
I had an intention to propose to her that night after going down to the beachish area, but I kind of threw a monkey wrench into the plan
Ooh.
after something got stolen from my car.
Oh,
I got upset.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't understand why.
Oh,
Because at first I
sad.
thought, yeah, it was so bad because we had a good time. He kind of pushed the movie, and I was like, no, I don't want to. Let's just do our dinner and go home because we had work the next day.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, 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 like this is important. And I was like, okay, like let's do the movie. And we get out, and he turns on the car, and the car is just making a weird noise. And I
Oh
look under, and
no.
I see like all the parts like taken off and stuff. And
Oh, that's
I tell him, I'm
terrible.
like, they stole our Cadillac converter. And he like, normally when stuff like that happens, he's kind of really relaxed. He's like, okay, this is what I do. This is what I do. This is the steps, you know. But
Yeah,
that day
yeah.
he was just kind of like in disbelief, and he was just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, this is ruined. And I was like, why is he acting so? But I
Yeah.
didn't know that was the plan.
Yeah, it was
And I
more
think
than just the car that
yeah,
was
I think we
ruined
stayed
that
until like
night.
till like 4 o'clock in the morning waiting for the police to like
Yeah.
come and take a
Oh
report and
my
stuff. Yeah, it was
gosh.
really
Oh no, that's
Well,
terrible.
that and the tow truck person can't get up into the parking structure. They had
yeah.
to drive it down
We
the
had to
stairs.
drive
That
our
was
car down
interesting.
them. Yeah, it was bad.
At
Oh
least not
no,
like a race
I'm
car all the way
so
down the
sorry.
yeah.
section.
Oh, that's terrible. Okay,
Yeah, it
so
was
that was the attempt.
the attempt.
Did
Yeah.
you
And
like have
then
any inkling that night, Vanessa, that the
no,
plans
it
got
was more
ruined,
of
or it was just
no,
like
it
a
was more
regular?
of like our I kept telling him I knew we should have done the movie because he didn't
Yeah.
want to. He's not into a lot of like horror, and the movie we were gonna go watch was Cabin in the Woods, and it
Oh
was
yeah.
like it's a little bit of horror, but he was like it's not like scary horror. He's like because I'm like
Hmm.
those other the serial killer ones that he goes I can't really do, but I can watch this one.
Yeah.
And I took it as like I don't know, like maybe we didn't go watch it. I could blame myself at the same time, and he was just like,
Yeah.
no, it happened, and but it never clicked that that's why he was just. I thought it was just more of the car. It was the car too, but
Hmm.
it just
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. Okay. So then you had to make another plan, Jordan. What was the second attempt that actually stuck?
Uh,
my so how was it? I had it in February, March. March. The following month, I
Okay.
had gastric bypass,
Oh
and
wow.
my doctor had been pushing it for a few years, and I just no. And then I said, hey, you know what? I'm turning this age. I want to start fresh, and if you think this is gonna help me, let's get this tool and let's put it to work. And
Hmm.
he was really supportive. He was just, it's up to you, whatever you want to do. Like I'll be there. And that day of the surgery, he proposed before we were gonna have the surgery, and they didn't let him put
Wow.
the ring on. They didn't, because I thought I was gonna die if I'm being honest.
Oh
Like
my
I've been very
gosh. I mean,
paranoid.
that's a pretty big surgery. I would be scared
Yeah, I
too.
was
Yeah.
I was paranoid, and he
well,
kept telling me,
Yeah.
"You'll be fine."
well, then she's kind of mad that I haven't proposed too. Would have,
Yeah, because I was like, "I'm gonna die, and you haven't proposed."
Oh.
And
yeah, no.
so,
It was just a spiral.
and he was just like, so he proposed before the surgery, and I remember he said that when I woke up, he was putting the ring on because he couldn't put it when I was already prepped for surgery.
Oh,
And so
yeah.
he told me when you wake up, you're gonna have your ring on, and then we will post it on Facebook. So when you wake up to all these great messages.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Oh,
so
that's so much
sweet.
fun. I,
I woke up from surgery. I had no idea what had happened prior to it because I
Yeah.
couldn't remember.
Yeah.
And I'm waking up in this pain, and I remember I sat up and I turned and looked at him, and he goes, "Hey." He goes, "Did you look at your ring?" And I just look up, and I'm like, and he's like, "Oh yeah," and so says congrats. This person says congratulations, and I'm like, "I don't care."
Oh, man.
in the
Oh,
glove.
well,
Yeah,
that was probably one of the best moments, though, of your life, and one of the worst all at the same time,
yeah.
of like
When
being in
when
pain
it's
from surgery. So that the proposal lessened that for sure. And,
yeah, I mean, but when it sunk in, it was just like, oh wow, like okay, now
yeah.
let's plan. And he thought that it would be a good time to wedding plan while I was at home resting, so it would
Yeah,
keep my
that was
mind busy
great.
too. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, that's great. Oh my gosh. Wow. So many twists and turns in your story. I feel like I'm on the edge of my seat, like hearing your story of like what's gonna happen next. Oh my
Yeah, we
gosh,
had
this
it
is
was
so great. So let's go to the wedding planning process. You said you had a lot of downtime from recovering from your surgery. And so what was that like? I know you guys kind of have this foundation of like meeting at emo night and sharing this love of emo music, and like how did this idea come about to create this amazing unique wedding? How you did?
I think the first thing we said was black was gonna be the color, the
Yeah,
theme. We were like,
that's
it has
fun.
to be black. And then
Yeah.
he brought up certain dates. Like we started to think about dates. I think which is the
Hmm.
date that
For which one?
1, 2, 3. I think December last
Well,
year, right?
last
Yeah,
year on the 31st was 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
okay,
thought
yeah.
that would have been funny, but
yeah. He
Hmm.
wanted that specific, and we were like, okay, we'll do that. And then we really thought about it, but prior to that, I think the year before we had gone to a Goals Day Out event at the church where they filmed the Helena music video. And I remember
Hmm.
walking in and they had the music and I started crying and I was like, I
Oh
really
my
want to get
god,
married here. And I
that's
remember
so
he just looked at me,
cool.
he goes, stop, stop. And I thought he was going to propose then, that October, but he didn't. And I was like, wouldn't it
Oh.
have been perfect that he proposed there that day? But he didn't. But I was like, like I told him, and he laughed it off and was like, sure, if they let us get married here, like he was just like, yeah, sure, like we'll do it if they let us. But it never got like brought up when we were planning until I think I think one of my kids said something. I thought you wanted to get married in the Helena church, and I was like, well, yeah, but it might be really expensive. And then I mentioned it to him, and he said, just
doesn't hurt to look.
yeah, he's like, it doesn't hurt to look, email them. So I did email them. We found out that the date that he had wanted wasn't available because they closed for the last 2 weeks. And
Oh
Oh.
no, first it was open.
oh yeah, first it was open, but then we found out that they do close for the holidays. So
Okay.
then
Bummer.
we were like, oh, but I really wanted to give him the date. So I ended up saying like, let's just do it in Vegas. Like, I guess we'll just do a Vegas thing.
Yeah. That's
And
cool.
yeah, we met up with his friends and we kind of got into talking, and a lot of them were excited because we had mentioned prior to them that we were looking into the church. And when we told them what happened, they were like, "This is unacceptable." His friend was just like, "No, you guys have to get married there." Like, why not?
This is
That's okay.
happening. You have
Yeah.
some good
So
friends.
his best friend,
Yeah.
he's actually the guy that officiated our wedding. Yeah.
No way. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the past, he got the officiant certificate. I thought it'd be
Hmm.
funny if he actually used it once,
Yeah.
Yeah,
so he had
right?
under
Yeah,
his
let's
belt.
do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he had to redo the process again,
Process.
which
Yeah.
is so
Oh,
funny to me.
okay.
But
Yeah. Gotta
yeah,
be official.
they both they both ended up going to the church together,
Yeah,
and
he's
they
my friend.
yeah him and they both spoke to the priest, and they talked about it. He told them, you guys are gonna have to switch your date though because we can't, and then email the
Oh,
lady and talk. So then we did, and we thought about it again. And I told them, why don't we just do our anniversary date? Like that way, we just stick to one date, and we don't have to remember a lot of
yeah.
dates because sometimes they forget.
Yes, right? Yeah. Keep it
So
easy.
yeah, so I was like, let's just do that. So then we looked in, and it was on a Friday, and we're like, all right, well, if the people that want to be part of our special day will be there, and the people that
Hmm.
can't, will try and whatever, let's just do that.
Right.
So we looked at, the prices and stuff, and it just came into saying yes, and we ended up going and talking to somebody, and we signed the papers, and yeah, we were ready to go. I mean, walking in, they were
That's
telling us like,
awesome.
"Oh, you guys can use our stuff, and you guys
Yeah.
can, decorate however you want." So
That's
Oh, they
great.
wanted a coffin too.
yeah, after we wanted
Yeah.
the coffin.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I wonder, okay, this church, I'm so curious. So, like, it's a fully functioning church, like on Sundays, correct? And
yeah.
then they also host emo nights, like the other days that church is not in session, and
Oh,
open it up to the community. Or is it more like anyone can rent the
It,
space out? Or like, how
I,
does that?
any they rent it out to a lot of people because I know they rent it for filming a lot. They film a
Okay.
lot of movies there and they film a lot of
Gotcha.
shows.
Yeah.
They do have I don't know if you've seen the ones where they have the candlelight concerts where it's like
Oh,
there's musicians, like they got
yeah.
music
Oh,
people
yeah.
or people singing, and they got
I feel like
candles
I've
all
seen
over.
those.
They
Yeah.
they do a lot of those.
Okay.
They also do like people can rent it for graduations because I've heard people say that they graduated there, so
Oh,
they'll rent it
cool.
out for graduations.
Mm-hmm.
Not just weddings. So it's a regular church. It's honestly, they do a lot for the community because they also do
That's
like
amazing.
food drives. Yeah, they do food drives. They
That's
They
do.
so
do the food drive
cool.
right before our wedding.
Yeah, the day of our wedding, actually on Friday, they every Friday they have food drives where they give COVID tests. I think they also have
Wow.
vaccines and like HIV testing there. I'm not 100% sure,
Wow.
but I know they have a trailer for that.
Oh, shit, I
Mm-hmm.
think it's COVID.
Yeah, and then they have like a food bank, like for people to,
Oh,
get food
cool.
and clothing. Yeah, so they give a lot to the community, and I know for like struggling parents, they also have like diapers and like
Oh,
baby food and stuff.
cool.
Yeah, so they're
That's
really like
really
considerate.
cool. I
Yeah,
love that because a lot of the churches, at least here in Tennessee, it's like you have to be a member or going there, like in order to get married there. And so, yeah, that's really cool that you guys found that
no,
space that they just are open to booking anything and inviting
too.
people in. So that's really cool. I love
Yeah,
that.
they're really welcoming of everyone,
Yeah.
like religions and everything.
That's really cool. Um, okay. So there really weren't any restrictions because your design aesthetic was really taken from the music video, which had so many candles. Like, tell me about this candle process. Like, did you buy them all? Did you have a planner and they were able to like set everything up for you? Or like, it was a lot of candles. I'm excited to hear this story.
So I ordered a few off Amazon on Prime Day. So for all the boys
Oh,
out there,
perfect.
Prime Day is your day. Like
That
there's a
is
specific,
your
yeah,
jam. Yes.
that's your day. We ordered a few, and I realized this is not
Oh,
enough candles.
wow.
Yeah, so
No way, yeah.
yeah, we
Well,
found
she ordered
somebody
not just candles, she also ordered the flowers and everything
everything,
too.
but like I
Whoa.
saw that marketplace had a guy that was selling them for like $1, and he said he
Oh,
had like thousands, and I was like, oh.
wow.
So I asked him, can you come with me? And we ended up going to like a really sketchy area in
Oh
Los Angeles.
gosh.
And we pulled in, and the guy tells us, "Oh, this is not my address." And we're like, "Okay,
Oh
well, this is the address you gave us." So
no.
we pulled
Scary.
back a little bit, and he comes out of the corner and with like two candles. He's like, "What candles do you want?" And I was like, "Oh, I'll give you like 10 or maybe even 20 of those." So,
Just a candle
um,
dealer, like, opens their
yeah.
jacket, like, here's my candle selection.
Literally, that's how it felt like. And he was like, "Are you sure he's gonna come back out with candles?" I'm like, "I'm sure." He walks out with this big, was it like
It's a
those
trash
the
bag.
trash bags?
Yeah.
Yeah, with like
No
candles.
way.
And he's like, "It has batteries. You're good." And we're like, "Okay, thank you." We
Oh
pay
my
him,
gosh.
and
No
he tells
way.
me, "No more buying candles. I think that's enough," because it was
Yeah.
a big trash can bag, like full of
Yeah.
candles.
Well, but not even that. He was like, "There's also a switch where you can turn them on remotely and do other stuff." We're like, "What?"
Yeah, but yeah, okay, Marketplace and Amazon, we got really good deals off them, so those were our
That's
two
awesome.
goes. Yeah.
Were they all battery operated? Well, yeah, I think
Yeah.
most of them you said you bought. Did they have to be for in the church? Like,
Yes,
can you have it
yes. So
open
no
tonight?
light
Oh,
candles.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, no
Wow.
light candles. That's the first thing they told us. Just because the church is
Okay.
so old, if something were to start, like it would.
Yeah.
The only real ones were the ones that the
Church
church
provided.
gave us, which were the back ones that were in the pillars.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. Those are pretty. Yeah.
those are the ones that they provided that we can use, but they were like, you can't turn these on, and I was like, totally understand. Like, we won't.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. She's
do
like,
you
"Okay, open them
still
now."
have all your candles, or are you gonna resell them?
I still do.
You
I
do?
actually have a lot of stuff. Yeah, I have a lot of stuff we were
Yeah.
gonna resell, but we still have like the bins with everything. Yeah,
Yeah, for sure. That's so fun.
gotta get,
Oh my
gotta
gosh.
get.
Yeah.
We're gonna
So,
finish
was your reception at the church then too?
No.
Do you want to talk? Okay, so we wanted to elope, and
Okay.
but then when our friends started getting the like, oh, this is where you're getting married, no, we have to go. This, and this, we started talking about our clothing, our colors, our dress, like stuff. everybody was so involved. They wanted to know and they were excited. We opted in to just um, invite as many friends and family as we could, and then we just let them know we weren't having a reception. Because
Okay.
normally on our anniversary, what we do is, like you said, we go to the place, yeah, where we had our first date. So we always
Yeah.
go there for
That's
our
so great.
anniversary,
I love
and
that.
then after that, we do movies. So for the day of our wedding, we decided that we were gonna go after our wedding, go have Korean barbecue, which we went to go do
That's
Korean
so
barbecue,
fun. I love that.
and then after that, we went and met at the bar with our friends, and we had
Oh,
our own
yeah.
emo night at the bar
Yes.
with all our friends. Yeah,
Oh my gosh, that's
and
so
family. Yeah,
fun.
that was it. Yeah,
I love that. That's so
yeah,
cool. And it's so you guys too, it's like you
yeah.
guys did it your own way and like all the really special places that mean a lot to you, you made sure to incorporate those in your wedding. And so I love that. That's so cool. Vanessa, your dress was like to die for. It was like, describe it to us. It was a color, if you consider black a color. So,
Oh, well, everybody. I knew everybody was expecting me to wear either a black or red dress.
yeah.
So I remember I kept telling him like, you think our moms would get mad if I wear a black dress? And he was like, who cares? It's our wedding. And
Right. Yeah.
I was like, okay. So then I thought about it, but I was like, wait, everybody's expecting me to wear black and it wouldn't be such a shocker. And I was like, so maybe what if I get a color in like color mixed into it? And he was like, well, if
Yeah.
you get red, it's pretty predictable. Everybody's gonna know. So I looked around and all the dresses I've seen were like ivory, no, like super white with black, and it just I don't know, I didn't like it. So
Hmm.
I ended up bumping into people are gonna be like, what? I think it was like Helios. They had a dress that was just like under like $500, which was so cheap,
Wow.
and it was really beautiful because it was like a puffy lace. It looked like it had lace and had like little like looked like diamonds, but it wasn't like it was like those little blingy things on that. I can't like it was really shiny, like it was pretty. And
Yeah.
then it was ivory. Like it had like champagne color in the bottom and then ivory like at the ends and it was still black. It felt in theme. And I
Yeah.
remember I ordered it and when it came and I saw it in person, I was just like, "Oh my gosh, this dress." I had to get it fitted like 3 times, but aside from
Wow.
that, like I loved it, like with the hoop in the bottom, and then I ended up getting the veil,
Yes.
and then I was looking for a crown that matched it, and then when we found one, we got two, and then we eventually stuck with one because that one was just like it matched the design on the dress.
That's so
So,
cool. It was so
but
beautiful.
he's laughing because I had like
Two?
I
Really?
had
Just
like
two? Okay.
I got 5 dresses.
Oh my gosh.
Uh,
Amazing.
I ordered 5 dresses. They were just I got some that were just white, some that were black. Some I ordered a specific one that was supposed to be for the bar with our friends, and I didn't like it, so I kept switching them out. And then when I got that
Yeah.
big one, he was like, "You're not getting anything else. This is the dress."
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
Yeah. That's cool. I love it, Jordan, that you had a say in it because, like, I love that everything that you're doing is like going against tradition in a way where it's like Jordan has a say in the dress too, which is really cool. So, yeah, I love that.
well, she kept asking me, like, does this look like me? I'm like, not
Yeah,
really. And she's like, okay,
Vanessa
we'll look
needs
at
your
it. I'm
opinion.
like,
Yeah,
Yeah, the whole time he was very involved in it.
I love
Like even
that.
flowers, making flowers. I'd sit on the couch and he'd sit on the other end and he'd be cutting things for me and wrapping stuff for me.
Wow.
So we were both together just working on stuff for the wedding to like the whole time.
Yeah, that's really cool. I love that. So, what were some of the special moments from your day?
Uh, I want to say the first one was when we got there in the morning. We actually had time to decorate the church ourselves with our friends.
That's so
So
cool. That's fun.
we got there in the morning and we kind of like t- talked to our friends and we were just kind of setting things up before me and him even got ready. We were kind of and it was almost done when we went to go get ready. So I
Wow.
felt like that was there was a moment where me and him were just standing there. And I remember we set up our I'm gonna cry, I don't want to cry, but it's like our family
Oh,
that passed away,
oh
our
yeah,
grandparents and stuff like that. We had a
yeah.
table for them. And I remember we just
Mm.
set up and we stood there and we kind of just watched the
Oh,
little candles and everything. And it was just, I don't know, it was that was special for me,
wow.
for him. And then
Yeah.
after that, I think it was when we had our first look. We actually had time to do our first look because everything was so rushed.
That's so great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Wow.
awesome. And how special that you guys made sure you set that up to remember your loved ones and everything. So I'm sure it looked so beautiful. And you'll have to send us your wedding photos because I would love to like feature some of them on the blog if that's okay with you
Yeah.
guys and your photographer. So awesome. Let's see. Okay, let's talk a little bit about so how did you guys end up in People magazine? Like, I know you're
Yeah,
just talking
that's
to
all
you.
her.
This wedding is
Oh
so
god.
unique. It's so like people love this type of wedding. Like it's, a public interest sort of a thing, but like tell us the process of all of this.
We honestly didn't think this was gonna happen. Like that was a big thing to us. It was just like he
Well,
made that dream come true.
right, but I
Oh.
think it also started with the fact that the people that did the videoing were bloggers.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
So they were content creators. They
Yeah,
started their
that's what
business. They were called Say I Do
sorry.
Content. They just started their
Okay,
business. So
yes.
basically what they do is they create content for people and they reached out and were like, hey,
Yeah.
we heard you're getting married here. We want to see if, we can shoot some stuff for you. And I was like, sure, why not?
That's cool.
We didn't have a videographer. So
Okay.
us, we only had a photographer, which was our friend Slevin, um, which he's amazing with. The church and him, they ask him to take pictures of the church all the time. So he's very
Hmm.
familiar with it. So I remember
That's
when we reached out
great.
to him, he was just like, I don't do weddings. And I was like, please, we're getting married at the church. And I told him the theme, we're
Yeah.
doing the My Chemical Romance off of Helena video. So he
Yeah.
Right when you
agreed to
said
it.
that, he sparkled. He's
Yeah,
like,
he
okay,
was
I'll
like,
do it.
yes, I'll do
He's
it.
like,
As soon as we told him,
done. Check.
yeah,
Bucket
yeah,
list wedding. Like,
yeah,
if he does a wedding, that's the one.
exactly. He was just like, yes. And then, so during that, when that happened, they both worked together, the content people and him. They worked together with the pictures, and they let him do his thing, and then they did
Hmm.
their thing, but they also worked together on certain stuff.
That's
Um,
cool.
so they uploaded a video onto TikTok, and it blew up. I think it was like she messaged me the other day. She's like, "We're at 4 million views and this many likes. Oh my
Wow,
god, I
that's
can't believe it!"
incredible.
And then out of nowhere, like one day, like I get a message on my TikTok, and it's like, "Hi, I'm so and so from People Magazine. I was just wondering if we can
Wow,
ask you some questions about your wedding, blah blah blah." And I'm
that's
like,
so cool.
"Sure," but it was just, I thought it was just a little, question thing. No, like
Hmm.
she messaged me later, and we had this whole interview over the phone, and I remember I told him, and he was like, "No way," and I was like, "Yes." I was like, "They said." And he's like, okay. And I did it. And then the article went up and it just like, it blew up. And we were like, oh my gosh, all these people are like freaking out for us. Yeah.
That is so cool. I'm sure it's just been like a wild ride for you guys. I mean, that's how I found out about you. And I was like, oh, little old wedding reporter podcast. I would love to talk to you guys. So,
No, it was crazy. Like every day we got notifications about different websites and my friends were tagging us and we were like, whoa. And then at one point, I think there's a local magazine called no, a radio station called Key Rock, and they posted, and my friends were like, Vanessa, and we are like, oh my gosh.
that is so fun. I love that. That is so cool. Well, I've also heard a little birdie told me that you guys have another exciting thing coming up in your lives. Would you want to tell us what that might be?
Yeah, we're expecting a little emo
Oh
baby.
my gosh, you have the sonogram! Amazing! Yay, little emo baby! Oh,
Yeah, but
congratulations!
yeah, a little emo peanut, my friends called
Oh,
it.
cute! Oh, I love
Yeah,
it.
we
That
went
is so exciting.
on. when do we in February? No. When was Fool's Day out? May. On May 18, we went to the church again. They had another event with them, see our friends. So we ended up going, and we were like, let's just announce our pregnancy here. So we took a picture in the altar where we got
Oh
married
my
with our onesie. So
gosh.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's perfect. That is so fun. Have you guys had any word from My Chemical Romance or Gerard or anything like that? Like, do you think they know about your wedding?
They probably have, but they're probably like weird. You know, um,
She
I like
sent
Yeah.
an invite and
we
sent it
we sent the
Yes.
invite
Okay.
to
Amazing.
Warner
That's a
Brothers. They went to
must.
work. We did an invite to Warner Brothers to the fan mail, but it got sent
Yeah.
back. But I figured it was
Oh
just because it
no.
was. I don't know. It was an old address that I used to have like years
Yeah.
ago. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't know if they saw it or not. I'm not sure. And everybody keeps telling
Yeah.
me the same thing. I was like, I don't know, but we're still going to go see them in October. We're
Yeah.
definitely. I'll be like 6 months
Yes.
pregnant, but we'll
I
still.
know. You have to like hold up a sign or something at least and have them read it. Like, yeah, for sure. That's so
Yeah.
cool. Oh my gosh. So they're your favorite band. You've been a fan for a long time. What is it about them that you just love and like wanted to theme your wedding off of it?
So the funny thing is, I've been a fan of them since I was 15. They were kind of like
Mm-hmm.
my friends that they were probably like the only friends I had, I want to say, growing up. I had like one or two friends growing up, and it was
Mm-hmm.
hard because my parents moved around a lot. So
Yeah.
um they were kind of just like I tell people they were my friends growing up. Like we grew up together. I
Oh,
grew up with them. Like um they were there at moments that I needed somebody to be there for me, and it would just be music and drawing, and I discovered a
mm-hmm.
lot of things through that band, like how to draw, to be honest, because my
That's cool.
family they ran a cycle. My family was just like join gangs, do this, end up in prison. That
Wow.
cycle growing up, and I
Mhm.
was a complete opposite. I When I started listening to the band, I went complete opposite of it. They all thought something was wrong with me because I wasn't, being part of the traditions of what they had, but it was just me being me now. Like this is what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to listen to. What I wanted, to grow up. And I don't know. They just helped me get to the point where I am now. And they mean a lot to me. And I remember when I met him, I jokingly told him, "Hey, just so you know, you're the second man in my life." And he's like, "What do you mean?" I was
After
like,
Gerard.
"Gerard Way is number one." And
I love
we
that.
went out. And I knew he was the one when we had gone out. We went to an emo. There was a band called Sad Your Days, and we went to go see them. And
That's fun.
they had this gigantic
Oh
Gerard
man.
Way cutout,
Life
Oh
like a
fun.
live cutout. Yeah. And I
Yeah.
remember I was taking pictures, and I was like, I want to take it home, and they were like, No, you can't. You gotta leave it here. And that week, I kid you not, he shows up to my
no,
job.
it
Or
took a month.
Oh, okay. Well, he ended up showing to my job to bring me lunch, and he goes, "I got a surprise for you." And I said, "What?" He goes, "He comes to my car," and I was like, "Oh, okay." So we walk out to his car. He opens his trunk, and then he pulls out this gigantic box, and he's like, "Open it." So I open it, and it's this gigantic Gerard Way cutout, life
Oh
size
my
cutout.
gosh, that's
And it was
amazing.
like, oh my God. And I started crying, and my friends, like, when I told my friends, they were like, dude, that's the one. Like, he
Yeah,
accepted this.
right?
He accepted
He
your,
accepted his number two spot and
yeah,
is honoring your number one by gifting him to you.
yeah.
I
And
love
literally,
that.
when we got engaged and all that stuff, I thought at first, there was a point where I was like, this is too much. Like, I feel like I'm basing it off the band and the music video and stuff. And I remember I talked to him, and I was like, are you sure you're okay with it? Because I know this is also you and me together. It's not just, because a lot of people are going to be like, wow, she just made like the music video and she wants just because of the music, whatever. And we talked about it, and he was like, no, I'm fine with it because this is who you are. Everybody knows
Yeah.
that this is you. He goes, and I love this about you, and I
Mm.
accept it, and I also enjoy it. He goes, I like them. I'm a fan of it. He goes,
Right.
so why not?
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Maybe
Totally.
not as in depth as you are,
Not
but
in depth as I am, but
Yeah,
he's
not
a
as
fan.
he may not know the
So
back
then,
catalog as well as you do, Vanessa, but
so that was a big thing. And then when he talked to me and was like, "It's okay, let's do this," and then he started to get really into like helping me make flowers and designing and folding
Mhm.
things and getting stuff ready. I was like, okay, so this, it came together, and when it
Yeah,
happened, it was beautiful. Yeah.
that is so cool. Oh my gosh. Well, I love your wedding and I can't wait for our listeners to see it. I will link it in the show notes. I'll link the People magazine article. I'll link
Thank
some of
you.
your TikToks that have gone viral because we want to see those too from your content creator and how awesome. Yeah, that is a huge reason, I guess, to hire a content creator for your wedding. So that's super cool.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I guess the last thing to say is so long and good night, right? I had to put that joke in there, as corny as it is, but thank you guys again for chatting with us and go check out their wedding. Bye guys.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to the Wedding Reporter podcast. I hope you learned a little bit and had fun today. To find more resources and podcast episodes, visit NashvilleBrideGuide.com for more information. And as always, click the subscribe button and leave us a review. Until next time, I'm Alyssa DeChico, signing off.